So, for my other level for this project, I decided to take to New Super Mario Bros. U, where I looked at and analysed all the castles as I was interested in the thought of designing a boss level, a sort of boss level, to which I decided to go with, well, World 2 Castle, off the basis that every castle level has its own unique gimmick. Again, apologies for my voice, a bit ill still. But yeah, in this level, as you can see, well, World 1 has the World 1 castle has like swinging chains. World 4 has like thwomps. World 5 has the volcanic lava. This world, the simple gimmick is these sideways moving platforms. You've got these dry bones enemies, you've got the lava bubbles here. But the main attraction of this level is these sideways moving platforms, which in my opinion isn't a very unique gimmick, especially considering there's a later castle that uses this a lot more effectively. It goes in a bit more depth with the mechanic. So yeah, analysing this level, not the best. As you saw, there's 3 star coins in every level as hidden objectives. Those 2 were quite close to each other and like didn't really revolve around the mechanic all too much, I'd say. For the most part, like yeah, you needed them as stepping stones, but like particularly in the last case, like in the second star coins case, you could just skip it, and they're both pretty close to each other. And then not long into it, not long after, you get this star coin, the third one. I just think they're all really close to each other, and yeah, it's not really. I wouldn't really say this is one of the better castle levels. I tend to forget this level quite a lot because it's just not one of the most engaging. It would have been cool for something like, as you saw, that one-up mushroom I just got disappeared into the ceiling and went behind the ceiling, which obviously is a hint towards there being well, stuff behind that ceiling. It's a layer 0 wall. It's a wall that's in the foreground. Meaning you can run behind it, and when you run behind it, there's a little shadow or a little circle that appears following you. This little section towards the end is a little bit scary, but it's not really anything too difficult. As I say, it's World 2, so not really meant to be the most difficult sort of castle world. But I do think there's a bit of almost wasted potential here, that it could have been so much more than just the main gimmick being the moving blocks. Even for like, there's plenty of castle, like tower gimmicks that could have been used here, like the cogs. Even the tower of this world has a more unique gimmick. For goodness sakes, it's got the screw top. It's got the screw platforms that like move the blocks away. But yeah, as you see, it's got a little power up there. I've shown off the cool little layer foreground walls. And yeah, as you go into the door, you've got this little animation bit that plays. I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah. The star coin could have easily been hidden in one of those, one of the star coins anyway. But regardless, it's well, so it is what it is. So we move on to the Morton fight. Here he's flinging bits of pokey at you. Pokeballs. See what he did there. Nintendo being Nintendo. And yeah. So this boss fight is admittedly pretty cool. It uses the world's theming, the desert theme, with the pokies. But personally, I don't know. I felt like I could improve upon this level by using the Mario Maker tools. So naturally, I decided to get to work on a Mario Maker level with involving a new mechanic being the swinging claws that I haven't really seen many levels develop to full effects, and an object used earlier in the world, as you can see here, the spike balls. Now, there's a lot to unpack here. Spike balls immediately destroy those blocks from the start, and you get this little mushroom that pops out of the block, gets grabbed by the claw, just showing off the claws can grab objects. But you also can just mess around with the claws and realise, oh, I can get grabbed by them. You also can drop the dry bones down. As you can see here, as I display, you can't actually get over the walls. This is prime time to test the claws, use the claws in a safe environment. Create a little in-between section where there's these coins and this coin block. As you're hitting the coin block, don't get too distracted because the dry bones will wake up. It's a little bit of a challenge there. You then got the spike ball bouncing back and forth, showing with the springs, of course, that they can bounce back and forth like that. That claw dropped a coin. More demonstration they can drop things. More demonstration to the right as well that spike balls destroy things. And there's the 10 coin, which is used here to mimic the star coins. So spike balls unveil this little secret path to the question block, which grants you a fire flower. Now here we've got these swinging claws. They've got these coins in them. The third one has a dry bones and will drop it right on top of you, forcing you to evade it or damage it. But if you notice, if you're quite eagle-eyed, you see that one-way gate up there and the block. Jump precisely and get grabbed by the claw. You can actually hit the block and it will spawn in a 1-up mushroom for the player to grab. Now this is where it gets interesting because you've got the spike balls in the claws. Once again, they'll drop if you get near them. First one, there's a little platform to block them off. Second one, there's another that will just drop down onto you. And the third one will drop down and start destroying the floor, making it a bit more difficult, making it so the player can fall into the holes there. Got a little spike ball contraption there, which I'll touch on later on. But here we've got the little dry bones of the claws. I messed that up, but at least the claw still grabbed me. There's like a little redeeming thing. Bounce on their heads to drop them off and then get the 30 coin. But you can also get the 30 coin by jumping precisely off this claw, which I will demonstrate. But yeah, it's just a little bit of accessibility, just in case the player messes that up. This is a bit of like a don't be too mean to the player. Give them a little redemption chance. Anyway, then you get the fire flower, and here you see the spike balls. You see the ultimate combination of gimmicks. You see a claw holding a spike ball suspended over brick blocks. Now, the claw, you should know by now the claw drops the spike ball if you run near it. The spike ball will interact with the blocks by destroying them. So, the spike balls will get dropped and they will start taking out chunks out of the floor. Now here we've got another little spike ball. These ones don't really break the blocks, so they'll just roll across the top. And now I got hit there. And this little spike ball rolls, or this big spike ball rolls and destroys the blocks underneath you. And this big one up there, blocking off the secret room, punishing the player by forcing them to wall jump off the spike wall, which I died to because I messed up the jump. But being dead, I can show you what I meant from this gimmick. The spike ball hits the block. Since it's out of the player's control, I decided to move the claw down so it can grab the mushroom. Just as a little, just so the player doesn't lose out on the mushroom, and just to, have a little fun experiment around with the mechanics, I guess, on the level. Again, don't want to be too mean, want to balance out the level for, it's only a World 2 level. I the end of the day. If you drop that last one down early enough, it'll break the other spike wall, allowing you full access to this top section. There's a hidden one up here marked by the fact that the coins look a bit messy. And it looks like there should be a coin there, but there isn't. There's more spike balls destroying stuff to the right as well. But then you go through the door, and this section, you have a little viewing section up here. This is a little puzzle that I came up with. I really like. So in the middle there, you have that little bumper. You run under it, over the bumper, and drop the coin down. You should know by now to drop it by running under it. You can collect it if it goes through the middle, but obviously if you mess it up, it will stay on the side platforms. As you can see, some more spike balls you got to jump over, and naturally to the side here I decided to put a hidden block, because they normally have those hidden blocks in the castle levels anyway. And nicely enough, the claw drags it away and drops it straight onto you, which is just, you know, more refinement, more making it easy for the player. Now this little mid-section, I just made like a little airship out of blocks. You can mess around here. It's not really anything too crazy. I just kind of sort of wanted to like replicate the little pre-boss section where you fly into the airship. But yeah, here's the big boss, Morton. He's got two main attacks. Firstly, he's sat up in this claw, so you've got to drop him down. And in order to attack him, he shoots fireballs if you don't drop him down and while he's in the air. And those claws, quite out of reach. Once he comes back out of the shell, and if he's not under the claws, he jumps up. Well, he jumps up really high. If he gets under the claw, he gets grabbed. Or if he's not under the claw, though, he'll do a little ground pound, shoot fireballs out either side of him. They stick to the walls. You can wall jump into the claws if you're good enough. But again, that's like it's only World 2, so, and it's not meant to be too challenging of a boss fight. A lot of the bosses in the game aren't really interesting. Since the level doesn't end on a boss fight, you can't end a Mario Maker level on a boss fight. I just had it send you to the act at the end, where you drop him down. Now, I had some feedback about the coin section, about making that little alcove section where you can see the 50 coin. I'm just going to show you here what happens if you mess it up as well. You mess it up, that's it, it just sits there and blinks away. You can't obtain it if it's dropped down and you miss it. But yeah, as for the boss as well, I did also make the boss a little bit more interesting by moving the claws a bit closer to the middle and marking with the hard blocks where he falls down. So yeah, that's sort of about it really for the level. One last thing I want to mention is I went with Nintendo sort of design tropes. One level as inspiration was Cakewalk Flip, and yeah, I used the element of introducing an idea and developing it over the course of the level as my main, and then adding a little twist at the end with my main sort of system. Other than that, that's all good. So I'll catch you on the next one.